Hello, everyone. I'm Anas Al Ubaidi, and this is the fifth session within Chapter 19 of the Advanced Medical Science Liaison and Medical Monitor Certification Course Program by CCRPS. And the chapter is about the advanced monitoring strategies, and the topic within this chapter is about the advanced safety monitoring and ethical considerations. Introduction. Safety monitoring and ethical considerations are the foundation of responsible clinical research, playing a critical role in protecting participants, the patients who are participating, maintaining data integrity, and upholding public trust in clinical trials. And this is about the safety monitoring and the ethical considerations. As safety monitoring involves the meticulous collection, evaluation, and management of risks to ensure that potential harms to participants are identified and mitigated promptly. From assessing adverse events AEs to implementing real-time data analytics, it involves clinical trials to maintain high standards of safety and reliability. On the other hand, ethical considerations are interwoven with every stage of clinical research. They demand that trials are designed and conducted with respect for participant dignity, equity, and informed decision making by adhering to principles like autonomy, beneficence, non maleficence, and justice. Researchers ensure that participants are not exploited and that the benefits of the study justify the risks involved. Ethical oversight mechanisms such as ethics review boards and informed consent processes serve as safeguards against ethical breaches. So, for advanced physician medical monitors, for MMs, mastering these aspects is essential. Both the safety monitoring and the ethical considerations, their role encompasses working closely with investigators, sponsors, and regulatory bodies to ensure trials are both scientifically sound and ethically conducted. Key points. We'll start with safety monitoring in clinical trials. As definition and purpose, safety monitoring identifies, evaluates, and mitigates or reduces risks that participants may face during clinical trials. So identify, evaluate, and they mitigate risks that participants or patients or subjects may face during clinical trials. It spans all trial phases, ensuring early detection of adverse events, AEs, while safeguarding participant welfare. Key terms: AE adverse event, any favorable medical occurrence during a clinical trial, not necessarily caused by the investigational product or IP. Serious adverse event SAE, events resulting in death, hospitalization, disability, or other life threatening implications. Roles and responsibilities: as for sponsor, develops safety protocols and oversees monitoring plans, as for example, establishing independent data and safety monitoring boards, DSMBs for short, to review interim safety data, or and in term here in clinical research means ongoing, is still ongoing safety data for still ongoing trials. Principal investigators observe and report adverse events accurately and promptly. Example, reporting unexpected SAEs, serious adverse events, to ethics committees and regulatory bodies immediately. Data and Safety Monitoring Board, DSMB, regularly reviews safety data and recommends adjustments to the trial. As for example, halting a study early when overwhelming evidence of harm arises. Steps in the safety monitoring. We'll start with risk assessment. Assessing the risk, evaluate potential safety risks prior to trial initiation. Then data collection, systematically record safety data such as adverse events, AEs, and electronic systems. Continuous evaluation, assess trial data at scheduled intervals, including through interim analysis or ongoing trials analysis for ongoing trials. Outcome communication, disseminate or disseminate critical safety findings to sponsors, investigators, and ethics boards, as for example, an application for the steps real-time monitoring of patient vitals detects irregularities, enabling immediate interventions. The key takeaway here, as safety monitoring ensures that clinical trials prioritize participant health while generating reliable data. And here is a summarized diagram unveiling the dimensions of safety monitoring, as here safety monitoring, and here have definition and purpose, key terms, roles and responsibilities, and then steps in safety monitoring. Now, the ethical considerations in clinical research. Core ethical principles: autonomy. Respect the participants' right to make informed decisions about their involvement. So it's not mandatory, but voluntarily participation. So autonomy, as for example, designing consent forms in simple, non-technical language to promote understanding. Beneficence: strive to maximize benefits while minimizing potential risks to the patient. Maximize the benefits and minimize the risks. Beneficence, as for example, employing dose escalation protocols in phase 1 trials to identify tolerable threshold safety. Non maleficence, do not harm. Simple, by avoiding unnecessary risks or harm during the trial. So, non maleficence, do not harm. Example: immediately ceasing the use of a drug upon identifying serious toxicity issues. Justice is to ensure fair and equitable participant selection, avoiding exploitation or discrimination. So, the avoidance of exploitation and the avoidance of any discrimination here is justice. As, for example, designing inclusion exclusion criteria that do not overburden vulnerable populations. Common ethical dilemmas: risk benefit analysis, balancing the therapeutic potential of an investigation product, IP, against possible risks. Privacy and confidentiality, ensuring the security of participant medical data under HIPAA compliance. Compensation concerns, avoiding coercion while providing fair compensation for participant. A case example here: a participant in a cancer trial developed severe liver toxicity. Ethics requires suspending treatment, informing the participant transparently, and notifying regulatory bodies. The key takeaway here is to is the adherence to ethical principles. Fosters participant trust and maintains the integrity of clinical research. Here we have a summarizing diagram on upholding ethical standards in clinical research practices as the main four ethical considerations in clinical research, as we have the autonomy, as the participant or the candidate, prior being a participant, has the right to decide whether to participate or not. Beneficence is to maximize the benefits and prevent or minimize the risks. Non-maleficence, do not harm, and justice, equality, and equity, and participation, and avoidance or no discrimination. Advanced safety monitoring techniques. The techniques for advanced safety monitoring as advanced methods. We have real-time safety data analytics. Definition: automated algorithms process adverse event, i.e. data instantly. Example: wearable devices alert investigators to abnormal heart rate patterns in cardiac patients and heart patients. Bayesian monitoring models. Definition: uses prior data with the new observations for adaptive risk analysis. So a mix of both the old and ongoing and new observations or data. Example: predicts AE likelihood in oncology studies with a small sample sizes. Predictive analytics. Definition for it: algorithm-based models predict risks based on past data trends. So the difference between Bayesian monitoring and predictive analytics, as predictive analytics using the previous old data only, while Bayesian monitoring old and ongoing new observations as well, mix of both, in order to have a conclusion, while here based on past data and predictive analytics. Centralized data monitoring, definition remote evaluation of compiled trial data to identify safety risks, example, detecting serious adverse event SAE trends specific to one trial site via centralized electronic data capture. And here also we have, before we uh, proceed, we have example also for predictive using all data, identifying potential dose-related toxicities using data from prior past trials. Now, the adaptive trial designs as definition flexible protocol adjustments based on term safety outcomes. Term means ongoing trial safety outcomes. Here, being adaptive trial designs, meaning being flexible to adjust or modify any protocol or amend any protocol. Example, modifying patient cohort sizes after identifying unexpected risk patterns. Tools supporting monitoring, electronic data capture systems, EDC, as real-time logging and analysis of patient data. Vigi-based tracks and identify post-market safety issues globally. So post-market safety, more like phase four, Vigi-based. Key takeaway here: innovative monitoring techniques enhance real-time decision making and ensure dynamic safety management. And here is a summarized diagram on advanced safety monitor techniques. We have Bayesian monitoring models, which is the mix conclusion that might be reached, or model or approach might be reached or approached by mixing both, having both the past and ongoing observations. Predictive analysis prior past data, adaptive trial analysis being flexible in amending or modifying protocols, adaptive trial designs, and centralized data monitoring, and then real-time safety data analytics like wearable devices. All those advanced methods or approaches or pathways, techniques in advanced safety monitoring. Benefits of advanced monitoring and ethical practices. Benefits here: enhanced participant safety, early identification and management of risks for example, wearables, monitoring real-time EKG, ECG data in high-risk populations, regulatory compliance, adherence to global standards, as for example, FDA and ICH GCP, reducing the likelihood of audit failures, example, comprehensive AE reporting aligns with IND safety update requirements, improve data accuracy, digital systems minimize data entry errors or bias, example, EDC platforms standardize, i.e., adverse event logs for consistent reporting. Transparent decision making, ethical review boards, and DSMB, data safety monitoring boards, enhance trust and stakeholder communication. Key takeaway: integrating safety monitoring with ethics builds the foundation for credible participant focused research outcomes. And here is a summarizing diagram on unveiling the multifaceted, multifaceted benefits of ethical practices. As here we have benefits of advanced monitoring and ethical practices, enhanced participant safety, regulatory compliance, improved data accuracy, and then transparent decision making. Challenges and solution resolution. Safety monitoring challenges: as data overload, high volumes of safety data can overwhelm monitoring systems. Solution resolution for that employ AE adverse event driven dashboards to synthesize and prioritize safety signals. Incomplete adverse event reporting, under reporting compromises safety assessments. Solution resolution for that train site staff on accurate and complete AE adverse event documentation. Ethical challenges: conflicts of interest. Pressure from sponsors might compromise ethical rigor. Solutions or resolution for that maintain data safety monitoring board DSMB independence and transparency in operations. Cultural barriers: diverse populations may misunderstand consent obligations. Solution for that: create translated culturally appropriate consent materials with independent reviews. The key takeaway here addressing these challenges ensures robust monitoring frameworks and upholds ethical standards. And the challenges for safety monitoring, data overload, and incomplete AE reporting, while for ethical challenges, conflicts of interest, and cultural barriers. And here's a summarized diagram on addressing safety and ethical monitoring challenges. Safety monitoring challenges as data overload, incomplete AE reporting, and ethical challenges, conflicts of interest, and cultural barriers are here challenges and solutions. Recent advancements, notable innovations, blockchain technology, audit trail technology or system guarantees secure, transparent storage of trial data. Example, immutable data records enhance long-term participant tracking. Wearable biometrics enables continuous monitoring of patients' vital signs. Example, real-time monitoring during COVID-19 vaccine studies detected adverse reactions faster. Digital twin models simulates virtual participants for predictive safety modeling. Example, testing dose effects virtually prior to before human trials. T- Key takeaways, leveraging advancements fosters more efficient participant safe clinical trials. And here we have a summarizing diagram on innovations in clinical trials, as we have digital twin models, blockchain technology, and wearable biometrics. Final takeaway, safety monitoring and ethical considerations both are interdependent elements essential for successful clinical trials. Today's advanced safety frameworks and ethics practices ensure trials respect participant dignity and protect their well being while delivering credible data that advances science. Advanced physician medical monitors (MMs) must adapt to emerging tools like predictive analytics and blockchain while maintaining rigorous ethical oversight to elevate research to the highest standards of safety, integrity, and efficacy. And here is a summarizing diagram on elevating clinical trials through safety and ethics, safety and ethical considerations, participant dignity, well being protection, credible data, advanced monitoring tools, and then ethical oversight. Summary tables are here. We have tables to summarize what we have covered through the lecture. Table 1 on key ethical principles in clinical research, principle, definition, example, importance, and impact on trials. Principles, we have autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, justice, and privacy and confidentiality. Those are the most common, most important principles. Table on advanced safety monitoring techniques, technique description, example, benefit, application, and trials. Techniques we have real-time safety analytics, Bayesian monitoring models, predictive analytics, centralized monitoring, and adaptive trial designs. We have table on challenges and solutions in safety monitoring and ethical practices. Challenge, impact, proposed solution, example, outcome, challenges, data overload, underreporting of AEs, adverse events, conflicts of interest, cultural barriers, and data privacy risks. We have table on benefits of safety monitoring and ethical ethics integration, benefit description, example, why it matters, impact on trials. Benefits, we have enhanced participant safety, regulatory compliance, transparent decision making, higher data quality, and faster trial adjustments. We have table on recent advancements and innovations, innovation description, example, key advantage, practical impact, innovations. We have blockchain for data integrity, wearable biometrics, digital twin modeling, adverse event AI driven AE, adverse event detection, centralized safety systems. Application table scenarios. For each scenario, key principle applied, key actions, timeline, what to watch out for. As scenarios, we have monitoring AE reporting consistency at oncology sites, addressing SAE in a phase 2 diabetes studies, ensuring fair recruitment in developing regions, real-time patient monitoring during vaccine trial, conflict of interest in investigator sponsored trials, identifying risk of dose escalation in oncology patients, adverse event prevention in elderly populations, constant challenges in multilingual populations, blockchain application for SAE data integrity. And then we have sudden dropouts in chronic illness trial. Then we will be revising using some multiple choice questions, MCQs, as question 1. What is the primary role of safety monitoring in clinical trials? Is it to evaluate trial costs periodically? A. B. To identify, evaluate, and manage risks for participant protection. C. To replace ethical review boards in overseeing trials. Or D. To ensure sites meet recruitment goals. So it is B, definitely, as to identify, then evaluate, then manage or mitigate risks. So B is the answers, as safety monitoring focuses on safeguarding participants by analyzing risks, collecting data on adverse events, and implementing necessary interventions to maintain safety throughout the trial. Question 2. What core ethical principle ensures fair participant selection and resource allocation, meaning equal opportunities for participation? So equality, equity, and no discrimination. So is it A, autonomy, B, non-maleficence, C, justice, or D, beneficence? So C, justice, C is the answer, as the principle of justice ensures that selection of participants and allocation of trial resources are equitable, avoiding exploitation or overrepresentation of specific populations such as vulnerable groups. Question 3. Which advanced safety monitoring technique uses prior data combined with observed trial results to assess ongoing risks? So a mix of both. Is a predictive analytics A? As no, A is only for past prior data. B, centralized data monitoring, C, Bayesian safety monitoring, or D, wearable devices. So it is C, Bayesian or Bayesian safety monitoring, as Bayesian safety monitoring integrates historical and observed data to continuously assess risks, particularly in smaller sample sizes, to make informed safety adjustments during the trial. Question 4. How does blockchain technology improve safety monitoring in clinical trials? A, by encrypting participant payments. B, by providing real-time adverse event alerts. C, by ensuring secure and immutable storage of participant data. Or D, by streamlining investigator recruitment. So it is C, by ensuring the secure and immutable storage of participant data. So C is the answer. As blockchain technology enhances data integrity by securely storing participant data, preventing unauthorized alterations, and ensuring compliance with ethical and regulatory guidelines. So, so question 4, as the blockchain technology here improve safety monitoring in clinical trials by not A, not B, not D, so definitely it's C, by ensuring secure and immutable storage of participant data. As we always use the same phrase or description for the blockchain technology as for secure and immutable storage of data. So, as the blockchain technology enhances data integrity by securely storing participant data, preventing unauthorized alterations, and ensuring compliance with ethical and regulatory guidelines. Question 5. What is a challenge in gaining valid informed consent from diverse populations? So, is it A, technological barriers in monitoring, B, cultural and linguistic misunderstandings, C, lack of wearable biometrics, or D, over reliance on real time analytics? So, here, obviously, the answer, the most accurate, correct answer would be B, the cultural and linguistic misunderstandings, as B is the answer. As cultural and language barriers can hinder participants' understanding of consent forms. Solutions such as tailored and translated forms ensure that participants are fully informed and consent ethically. And here we come to end of this lecture. Thank you very much and goodbye.